Hi, you're on mute. Turn off your camera.
Is that better?
No,
Hello.
I don't like it when I can't see faces.
Yeah, it's better when you can, hey.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, just wait. Ooh, I knew it would be Jamie first.
I love when I forget it's payday and then I just get a little message from CommBank to say that X amount of dollars has been put in my bank.
Oh, I don't have that turned on.
Oh, that's so good. I love when I get random money. I'm like, oh, what's this $1.26?
Who gets $1.26?
It was some personal loan reimbursement, which I haven't had a personal loan for like years, so I'll take it. It's a free $1.
I got a free $75 voucher from Virgin yesterday, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm a silver member. Maybe they want to encourage us to travel again, but
It might be pulling the piss because you can't go anywhere.
well, I said to Ryan, I'm like, good, I'll use it to book my next flight that I get to cancel. So
Yeah. So true.
hello, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Are you at home? Are you in lockdown?
I'm stuck at home in lockdown, but I don't have to go to work.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Isn't it? So I'm meant to be, what's today? Wednesday. Yeah, so I'm meant to be, I'll usually be home tonight, but it'll be get up at 3 o'clock and go in the morning.
So what are you 3 days? Do you get 3 days lockdown? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Well, at this stage, as far as I know, we're just 3 days. They're saying till Friday night. I think they lift it, but who knows at this stage.
So if it is Friday, do you have to go to work Saturday or do you get to stay?
I just got a message. Well, because they were probably trying to fly out. The operators usually fly out today, so they'll probably fly out all the operators on Saturday, and then we'll probably go Sunday. It sounds like, but you never know. They'll probably try and jam us all up there on the Sunday. So it's all just sort of I'm on standby basically. But there's all flights have been cancelled till Friday, or till Friday they'll end, and then they'll open up Saturday again. They'll try and get us all up there, I would say.
Because all the airports are starting to cancel flights everywhere now.
Yeah. It's craziness.
My friend flew up to the Gold Coast on Monday, and the Vic government on Sunday were like, we advise you do not travel anywhere within Australia right now. So she went up there. So she has to quarantine for 2 weeks when she comes home.
It's the world we live in, unfortunately, in the moment, isn't it? Like, what do you do about it, really? I think you just have to, well, Michelle actually read something the other day that they're going to make the vaccine mandatory. Well, they're going to try and pass it through by September.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
You don't reckon? I don't know. Like, I'm sort of, I guess if we want life to go back to normal, I guess we have to have it at the end of the day. But
I was against it, and then I changed. Like, I wasn't against. Sorry, that was wrong. I wasn't against it. I was a bit like, oh, I don't think I want it.
Yep, same.
I decided to get it, and now they've stopped the Pfizer one. So in Victoria, because we don't have enough, so I just have to wait.
Oh, so have you already had it at all?
No, but I can because my work's classified as like meats, so we're allowed to get it now, but we just have to wait. And yeah, I don't really want the other one, but I'll wait my turn. I'll be patient.
Yeah, me and Michelle were in the same boat. Early on, we're like, no way, sort of thing. Like, and now it's sort of like, well, I think we just, at the end of the day, we're little tips in the iceberg, and we just get told what to do, I think. And I think if we want life to go back to normal, I sort of think that, we somewhat have to do it. And I guess being FIFO, I think they'll be telling us that we have to have it. Yeah. Unfortunately, but we're booked in to have it in August.
Oh yeah.
That was as soon as we could get in. So that's the Pfizer one as well. So
Yeah, the waits here were like 3 or 4 months before they stopped it. And then they're like, oh, we might not have enough to give everyone their seconds. So they thought they better do it.
that's a bit, yeah. And now they've upped the Pfizer one over here too to 50, to over 50s.
Yeah, it's
Um,
to be okay. A few of my friends have got it and they've been fine.
Yeah, I had a mate because he was actually from Mayday and he was going to go to PNG. Mayday actually paid for his and got his done. He's had both the shots now, and he said the second one was a bit painful, but he said other than that, like, and that's what I've heard from other people. It is a bit painful, the second one, but also you're having 2 shots within 2 weeks of each other, so I guess it would be a bit painful.
I guess if you can survive that whooping cough one, that bloody hurts.
Yeah.
We got ours done a few years ago when my cousin had her baby, and oh jeepers, it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I should probably stop talking about vaccines and get into what we're doing. Do you want to kick us off with gratitudes, Jamie?
Yeah, today I guess I'm grateful for having be home with the family and get through lockdown. It's just been really nice being with the girls, and it's just been a really good time. We just make the most of it, really. We love a little lockdown. It sounds funny, but yeah, it's good.
Me too. I enjoy the lockdown.
Yeah.
Hello, Athena.
Hello. Hi,
What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful for just being safe and healthy at this point in time, having a warm house and food and all of those sorts of things.
We'll getting dialed in together.
Hold on. Sorry, Jenny, can you just mute your
Sorry.
phone? That's all right. Sorry, Athena.
No, that's all I had to say.
That's all your gratitudes. How was your time with Seed of Hope?
Oh, it was so good. I just want to go back. More of that, please. More. Yeah, it was just, I've been thinking about it so much since, and it really inspired me. I'm so grateful Danielle invited me, so thank you. But yeah, definitely it's like just these little bits keep like reinforcing that I don't want to go back. Like I don't want to be teaching next year. Like I've just been too scared to like do all this stuff. But yeah, it was just amazing to see how that all works and how amazing those people are that have been running it for so long and helping so many people. Yeah. So thanks, Danielle.
I actually didn't message Danielle about this, but I saw your face in the photos and I got really jealous that Danielle got to hang out with you and I didn't.
I didn't realize you didn't live in Perth. I asked, I think, Danielle the other day. I was like, didn't even realize.
Danielle and I talking about moving next door to each other. We were discussing that today.
Fantastic.
Make it Perth, Jamie.
What was that?
Make it Perth.
Yeah.
Please do.
Thanks, Ath. Jenny, what are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? My son doing the crumbing of my chicken schnitzels tonight. Can you see him? There he is. Hello.
And hello.
Hello.
So I'm grateful for that. So I can actually dial in on this coach call and sit down and do this while he's doing that for me.
Is he a good cook? You can tell the truth.
Yeah, he's not too bad when he gets to cook. It's not very often, but yeah, he's not too bad actually. He's pretty good.
I love it. Thanks for sharing. Marty, hello.
Hi.
What are you grateful for?
Today I'm grateful for starting to get next term's curriculum done for Jackson's homeschooling. And I'll be grateful when Jackson stops crying and goes to his bed.
It's bedtime, Jax.
Jamie's spoken. Now the dog's jumped up on the bed as well. It's happy hour here, so if you hear any screaming in the background, can't help it.
That's all right. We love having Jax on the calls. Love it. Andrew Marshall, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for podcasts, I reckon. Listened to a few good ones today. I'm a little bit grateful for my dog that's just decided to drag all my clothes out of my bedroom. And I'm grateful for you guys.
Thanks.
Okay? I'm very grateful for you guys.
Can you please reply to my message? I felt that was quite rude when I messaged you the other day and you didn't reply.
It was. I did reply to Danielle.
Okay, I'm just going to exit you from the call. Thanks for joining us.
No, sorry, and thank you very much for your message. It's much appreciated.
That's all
That's
right.
why I'm grateful for you.
Danielle, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for Speakers Project that we had on the weekend. That was just super cool, mainly to see like everybody else's fire ignite in their bellies and just see their little dreams come to life and see them start to like build on what they want to put out into the world and believe in themselves. I am grateful for my first order for a corporate commission art piece. So that's super cool. And I'm super grateful for you guys because I think it's pretty epic that you've stuck at it for 12 weeks and showed up every week and that you're on tonight. So super grateful for the opportunity to help you, but just mainly you guys investing in yourself.
Oh, that's nice. Dan.
What a good looking bunch on tonight, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Everybody showed up. Awesome. I'm looking at you, Ath, because remember.
Nice haircut, mate.
That's why I said it. I just wanted someone to notice.
I did notice, but I
I've
didn't
got your back.
embarrass you. Yes, Ath, I remember when you said that you don't commit to things and look at you at week 12. Yeah. Has everybody had a chance to look at the homework and watch JP's video from Monday? Yeah. Jamie, oh, Jenny. Before I go to Jamie, does anyone need to leave early?
No, not at the moment.
All right, I'll go to Jamie first.
Yeah, no, I've started the homework, so I'm sort of halfway through it. Yeah, I'm pretty well right with it so far. Yeah, it's probably just really identifying the 10 toolkits that I've pulled out of the program that not struggling with, but just what I want to pull out of the program for myself and really focus on. Settle down, boy. And but yeah, for my 3 affirmations, I've sort of based them on, my first one was on my why. So it was effective communication. So I sort of said I'll give my full attention to others and what they're saying. And then another one is I want to travel with the family. So I am the designer of my own destiny. So yeah, that's where I'm sort of at with all of that.
And are you going to write them down somewhere in your bathroom or on the shower or something so you can see it every day and do them?
I've actually got 2 mind maps that I've laminated in A3 that I carry one on site and leave one at home. So I'm actually just going to like either attach them to the side of that, and if they need updating, somehow incorporate. Oh, I love my mind map. It's probably the biggest tool that I use. Yeah, I've got my affirmations and things like that, and I try and change them up a bit, but find that I revert back to that more than anything to keep me on track with all parts of my life, I guess.
I find with like my affirmations and that, I make them my alarm. I don't know if other phones other than iPhones do it, but I just type it on there. So it's the first thing I see every day, but mix it up though, because they get a bit just the same and they lose their power after a while, I reckon, if you're looking at them all the time. But
yeah, I've got a good yeah, I've got a good app for affirmations that a new one pops up every day. So whether it refers to me or not, if I like it, I save it and then use it. And I found that one of these apps, yeah, that's been real good. It just pops up, it gives me a reminder of a new quote every day. So
awesome. And going to the first question in the homework, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Me being happy makes me happy. So I guess implementing all these things we've learned over the 12 weeks, I've noticed I was just got to the like the low better and high better and where I sit. I reckon about 2 years ago, I definitely would have sat easily in a high better like every day. But now I reckon I'm, if not low better and alpha, I would sit there. So yeah, I guess implementing all the things we've learned has made me a better person, made me happier. Definitely being FIFO is hard, but I love being with my family. And we've found ways to do that when I'm away. So, and love the outfit there, Cherry. But yeah, when I'm happy is when I'm ticking all the boxes, I guess, with these things.
I love it. So do you have any rough ideas of what kind of tools that can go in your toolkit? And like Jill says, something you can do, Danielle, is it within 24 hours?
Yeah.
Is that his? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got 4 down so far. So give you like with connection for me, when I'm away, it's definitely FaceTime, Zoom meetings, and I carry photos on me, whether it's on the phone, but mostly even just hard copies that I put around the room, in my room. And then I've got for communication, I've got like hard conversations, listening with purpose, because you can always do that. And then I've got one for health, which should be like sticking to my eating times, which always I've noticed since we've had the health and nutrition, my eating times are real critical to my health. If I eat after say 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's when I have an upset tummy or I get that indigestion. So, and then I've got one down the very bottom, which is my R&R day, which is straight to the Mind Body Lounge. So yeah, I can't do that every day, but that is the one day that sets me up for my R&R. So I haven't finished that. So I've got 4 so far. So I've got another 6 to go. But they're some of the tools that I've definitely got out of the program.
Awesome. And have you had a look at your swagger?
No, I haven't got that far. Like I said, I've only got to the next page. I've written low better and how do I get to that alpha? It's definitely, for me, it's being accountable to myself, showing up every day and sticking to my routines. So with the swagger, we just answering that. I'll just turn the page over. We're just answering those questions as they're listed. Yep.
Yeah. Did you want to go over any of those or?
What skills do I need to improve on?
So it's basically just answering it for you to be your best self, I guess, your swagger. That's you.
Yeah. No, I reckon I'd be pretty right with that. Just have a look and write it down and get it done, really. Not like I haven't got enough time at the moment to do it.
Exactly. Well, if you do get stuck, like always, reach out on that. And I did just want to mix this up a bit because it's our last one as a group. And I'm putting you on notice, and I know it's a bit unfair, but I just want you to say something about everybody in the group that's in it. So not Danielle and myself. What do you admire most about the other participants on the call? You've been with them for 12 weeks, so something you just really like about them.
All right. I'll start with that because you're first up on the screen. Look, I guess I like that you questioned yourself at the start of the program, but you showed up every week for every call that I reckon I've been on. You've been there, and I reckon that's amazing. Jenny, accountability. I've noticed that you've definitely put your accountability towards yourself. I reckon I've noticed in your gratitudes that you said with your eating and things like that, you're definitely accountable for yourself. Marty, putting yourself out there, I reckon. and doing what you think's best for you and your family. I really admire what you guys have done, you know, changing your life and traveling Australia in a time like this must be daunting, and I really respect that. I reckon, yeah, good on you guys. Andy, look, I guess you've been going through a bit of a rough time over the last, you know, couple of weeks or whatever, and to put yourself out there the other day, yeah, thumbs up to you, mate. I respect that. Good on you. Kerry, the most thing I admire about you is you make me fucking laugh all the time. And yeah, ups to you with that. You always put a smile on, I guess, everyone's face. And I really do admire the way that you question, I guess, sometimes the things that we talk about. And I think at the end of that, that's one thing that I think that, you know, you can get out of this. Yeah, you might always question it, but you always get the result that you want. So yeah, that was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that was so lovely. And thank you for saying all those beautiful things and playing along. And did you have any more questions about the homework or anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing.
No worries.
And I'm going to quickly throw to our resident panda on the call to do her gratitudes. When I was doing my first ever mentorship, Jules asked us to rock up for our last call in fancy dress, and I had a panda hat on my head, and Cherie was the only other person that rocked up as a panda, and the rest were normal. So yes, it made my day seeing that. And what are you grateful for, Cherie?
Noah just stole the panda head. He said, "Mum, what are you doing with my panda head?" I said, "I'm just borrowing it," but now he's taken it away. Jamie, I'm grateful for you. Thank you. You made me really teary. That was really lovely. I think that's the nicest thing anyone said about me in a really long time. So thanks. Totally made my day. What am I grateful for today? I was grateful when my day ended. I don't know. Today's been hard. Let me think. This is really hard. I wasn't prepared at all. I am grateful that even though everyone that's been doing everything with us for the 12 weeks can't make it, those of us that are here have been fairly consistent, and I think that's really amazing. So you should all be really proud of yourselves too. So I'm very grateful that you're all here with us. With me.
Love that. Thanks for sharing. We'll come back to you a bit later.
You don't have to. It's okay.
We will. Don't worry. We will. Athena.
Hello.
Have you had a chance to look at your homework?
Yeah, I've had a look at it. I haven't put pen to paper just yet, but I've just kind of been mulling over it.
And I'll start with the first question on the homework, and that's what makes you happy.
I think like Jamie completely nailed it, because I feel the same way. Like I feel like when I'm happy, then it's just like life is just so different. So yeah, what makes me happy is me being happy first, and then yeah, everything else, like the way you look at everything else changes. So
Have you done your affirmations to help achieve your goals?
I haven't done them, like put them to paper, but I guess I'm just trying to figure out like what are my real goals at the moment, because I'm also going through a bit of a like transition where I know I'm not in the right space with my career, and so I'm just trying to figure out like what is it which direction am I going in. So I'm trying to get a bit clearer on what some of my goals are, because like obviously like the main ones are to do with, you know, like family and health and like all those sorts of things, but yeah, there's a chunk that's missing that I haven't quite figured out that I want to incorporate into it all. So yeah, I think I just like I want to get to a place that's more to do with contribution So yeah, just figuring that out. Yeah.
Well, your main girl Danielle up there, she might be able to get you in
Yeah.
those things as well.
Yeah.
With your toolkit, when you did your performance, was it last weekend or the weekend before?
Well, I'm actually like supposed to be at one right now, but I was like, oh no, I've got that concert on Wednesday and I don't want to miss the last coaching call. And when it was lockdown, I was like, yes, I get to go to the coaching call instead of concert. Woohoo! But yeah, so the last one I had was last Thursday night. So yeah, I did like everything that you suggested. I had my like lavender oil and I had my like stuff going, and like I only had like one time on stage where I felt like the panic attack might start, and I was like, no way, this is no. And I just kind of was able to stop it and get through it. So that was really good. So I was really waiting to see how tonight was going to go. I was like, all right, what's going to happen tonight? It's always like, how's this going to go? So, but no, it went well. So thanks.
Awesome. And there's some tools that you can already chuck into your toolkit as well if they're working for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at I think like for me the 10 go-to activities have to be realistic, because I'm someone that's like good at writing things down. In an ideal world, that may be a good idea, but then I have to go, okay, stop. Am I actually going to do that or not? So I have to really go through those go-to activities and be really honest with myself and goes, really? So I think what I'm going to do is start like really small, like 2 minutes of meditation, 10 4 like block breathings. Like I think I've always been someone that's had a tendency to like aim too high, and I just get really disappointed when I don't achieve them. So this program's really taught me to just be realistic and take like small steps, whereas I'm always looking for like the big steps and the big changes, and I'm like wondering why I always end up in the same spot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to building a toolkit that's actually easily able to be implemented.
Yeah, I'm very much similar to you. I find if I aim too high, it's just like, nah, not going to do that. So I haven't really got a toolkit. I've got probably a tool store now because there's just so much crap in it, but not crap, but there's just lots in there, and I just stick to the simple ones. And it's like the breathing, because you can instantly do that. You can do it anywhere you are. And then some days if I'm really feeling like I just need a me day in that, I also have those ones like sitting and binge watching Grey's Anatomy or something. No, that's just gonna give me time just for my brain to relax. And I'm not suggesting you do that every time, but so it's
I think I'm like someone that I feel like I always need to be productive, and that like if I'm not, I feel like I'm wasting like time, like wasting valuable time if I'm not doing something that's like I'm learning something, or so I think in my toolkit I have to make sure that it's actually okay to do things that don't have to have a particular outcome. So
Danielle, do you have any suggestions, because you're quite proactive, for little simple things that she could do that could keep being productive?
Things that she can do that keep her being productive.
Yeah, like I just want an example of little small steps she can do, because she likes to be proactive as well. But instead of just, sorry, does that make sense?
Yeah. Depends if you're going from like a self-love or being proactive, like productive, because it's kind of two different things. But I think when you're trying to do things that aren't necessarily like being busy or learning or getting stuff done, I also struggle with that a little bit, because I have this like not all the time, but, you know, like imagine if you really used your time productively, what you could do. But in saying that, if we're not looking after ourselves, it's very hard for us to like function at 100% when we're just being busy. So maybe we're listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video, but we're so run down that we're actually not absorbing anything that's being said anyway. So I would be making sure that like you would be setting your intention around self-loving or filling up your cup or re-energizing, having that downtime so that it gives you more energy or whatever it is to be more productive. Because there's very different between like being busy to keep busy so we can feel like we're doing stuff as opposed to actually being like centered, energized, grounded and being productive. Two very different.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does
that make sense, Jamie? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. Have you looked at your brainwave states?
Yeah, I have. I feel like I think one of the biggest things with me, and I've heard Jamie say this before, is I'm just a bit of a worrier. Like there's just a lot of like what ifs that go on in my. I think because like I grew up with a dad who's had like had really sort of bad anxiety and is like my experience with him has been like he's a massive hypochondriac and he's always worrying about everything, and like that's like rubbed off onto my sister and I. So I feel like my actual like blueprint is like to be worried. So I'm always like, what if something bad happens to Anna? What if something bad happens to Michael? How would I deal with like something bad happening? Like I kind of am even though like through the days I'm like happy and content and like, you know, I love my life, there's always this like under sort of this element underneath of like the worrying of what if bad shit happens and how will I cope. So I think when I look at the brainwave states, I think like I sort of am between the low and the high because it doesn't like take over my life where I can't like, you know, function. I function very well. It's just that my natural thoughts tend to be a bit more on the worrying side than the everything's going to be fine side. So yeah, I think that's where my brainwave states sit. But it's something that's like when you've been brought up with that from day one, it's just really fucking hard to like change. I know that's a victim statement and I can change it, but like I have to be so committed to change like that level of like even to this day, my dad, like I was on the phone to him today and I was like, please stop. Because he's like, make sure you wear your mask when you go out and do this. And I'm like, you don't need to tell me this. Like a grown adult with my own child, you know? So he's just, yeah, it's basically, he's been like that our whole lives. So it's, the brain waves are, I think, very affected by that. So yeah, I definitely want to be more in the alpha state. And what can I do to get into alpha more? Well, it's committing to my toolkit basically, and those little steps. I just have to think of those little steps, and also just like accepting that like they're his ways and not mine, and I don't need to like take them on anymore. Like they don't serve me. So I think that will help. Not getting angry about it every time I spend time with him. I get angry. So I'm like, oh. But yeah, I think all the little things we've learned will definitely help me get into alpha more.
Do you, when you're around your dad and he goes down the worry train, do you bring that up with him and tell him to stop, or do you just keep listening and take it on board?
Oh, well, I've had like the fiery Greek argumentative side I was always so quick to just like have a real go at him. It's only been in the last couple of years where I've done a lot more work where I handle him differently. It's sort of like today, because I was just a bit like, he sort of just caught me off guard. I was probably a bit like ruder than I would usually be. I was like, why are you saying that? Like, I don't need to hear, like I was a bit more sort of aggressive, but I've learned to just now I don't react to him, like to his face, and I just kind of like in my head remind myself that, you know, he's coming from a place of love and that's what he thinks is the best way, etc. So I guess being a bit more empathetic and compassionate towards him. And I've been doing this course where I'm working on like really deep inner child stuff. So I feel like that's sort of also helped me to like not react to him. So yeah, I just have to stop and breathe and do all those things we learned in place to not react to him. Yeah. So yeah.
And it's reminding yourself that it's his bullshit to carry around and not yours to continue carrying around too.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that Jules taught me, and it's bloody awful to even think about learning, is like, what's your worst case scenario? So for me, I'm very like death driven, and I know that sounds so morbid, but because I've been around it so much, my constant fear is like someone's going to die around me.
Me too. That is my biggest, that when I talk about the underlying thing, worry, it's that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
And me, you know, the other people like me.
Yeah, I am really badly driven by that. And he always tells me like it's like if you can accept that worst case scenario and live anyway, then you'll be okay. So with me, my worst case scenario already happened when I lost my mum last year, and I'm still here. So I use that now. So when I attach, I'm going to lose my partner or I'm going to lose Danielle or something like that, it's like, well, I've already lived my worst case scenario. I would get through that as well. And that kind of just, it's an awful thought to think about, but it does help a little bit too.
Yeah, that's a bit like the stoic sort of thing, isn't it? Because my husband's really into that, and he always talks about like you almost, exactly what you said. But yeah, it's a bit, it's just a bit reassuring to know that like it's not just me.
No, it's me too. I get it. And if you ever do want to talk about it, just send me a message, because I relate to it a lot, and I know Jamie does as well. But
thanks. Yeah, that's really nice.
Did you have any questions about the rest of the homework, the swagger?
Well, I've just made a decision that like I have to have a big like change with my career, because it's just every day I'm like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to make the decision with my swagger to my goals and actually like goals, make them clear and complete. Yeah, like all that stuff is going to, I feel like going through the swagger is going to be the deciding factor, because I've like had this business name. I pay for the business, I pay for the website, I pay for everything. I've done business coaching, and I'm just too fucking scared to do it. I had I put myself out there, and I did have a big workshop with Woodside, which was a pretty big thing. So basically what it is that like, you know how you have like in workplaces, yoga and all those things for mental health? Well, mine's like music. So it's basically like, instead of doing a yoga class, like you'll have your guitar lesson or your piano lesson or something. So, and then like you have like group singing, because there's so much research done about like the mental health benefits of group singing. So I want to go more into contribution, and I really want to work in that space of like helping people with music and mental health, because I've spent my whole life working in super privileged private schools with super privileged kids and families, and it's been great. Like I've enjoyed it, but it's not where I want to go. Like contribution is where I want to go. So yeah, I was really lucky. I did a big workshop for Woodside for like 75 of their employees for an hour and a half, where we did all like music-based activities, and like it went so well. Like I got such positive feedback because I also like documented. I made them all write something at the end and stuff. And I'm like that was a pretty tough gig to do the first one. So like maybe I can do it, but and then I got in with like a big law firm, and then COVID hit, and I've just been too scared to put myself out there. And I feel like this is going to be the thing that is going to drive me now, like the toolkit, the swagger, like thinking about going back to my normal teaching job in my privileged, gifted and talented school next year. So yeah, I think this is going to be my big change, and the skills I need to improve on, work towards my hunger, the attitude, where does it need to be improved, like all of those things I think I need to get clear on and just bloody do it. Because it's huge overseas. It's huge. So
Yeah, I've seen that done in hospitals before.
yeah. So fingers crossed.
Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong, was a lady that spoke at the Speakers Project, Steph Gorton, was that her name? Give her a follow on Instagram. I really feel like she's someone you should be following at the moment. She's all about business and
Oh, cool. Yeah.
For the girls, she's really freaking awesome. And we heard her speak we were able to watch a bit of the Speakers Project, and she was incredible. So I really
cool. Thank you.
She's right up your alley.
Yeah, thank you.
But yes, just reach out if you need any more help. What do you admire about all the others on the call?
Oh, yes. Okay, well, I'll go in order of, hang on, I'll move my screen over so I can see everyone. So Jamie, you're first. I'm just so inspired by Jamie's commitment to the program, like, and his family, and the fact that you're doing it as a family, to me, is just so inspiring. I tell my husband this all the time. I'm like, these people are amazing. Like, they're trying to, make a better life for themselves and their children. And I'm just, and, like, you're just so committed. And I think that's amazing. And you show up and you're just so lovely and open, and yeah, your commitment to the program and the family is extremely inspiring. Sherry, same with Jamie. Like, I just love it when you're on the call. It's just your presence and your energy and just your sense of humor. Like, you're just someone that I think everyone wants at their dinner party. So I think you just be so much fun to hang out with. So thanks for bringing that beautiful humor and vibe to the calls and everything. Marty, again, super inspired by your commitment to the course and your vulnerability. Some of the things you've shared have been really deep, and you've done it with just so much grace and eloquence. And yeah, I think like your story's super amazing. And I can't believe, like, being on the road and in your caravan and always posting your homework up, and you've always got a smile on your face and you're so positive. So yeah, thanks. Andy, I feel like you're just someone that always has nice things to say to people. Like, you just always know how to make people feel that little bit better. It could be having just an average day, and then you come along and you'll say something, and you just know the right things to say to people to make them feel really good. So I'm just a little bit behind with watching like emotional diaries and stuff. So I understand that. I think you've had a bit of a tough couple of weeks, which I haven't watched, but I think just that in itself, to like get up there and, do an emotional diary or a video and just put yourself out there is just so inspiring. There's some people who will go through their whole lives and never get to that point. So yeah, awesome. I'm just inspired by you all. You're all so amazing. And Jenny, I've loved your like your energy in the group. Like, you're always posting up like so many awesome quotes, and you're so positive, and I feel like you just always come from a place of trying to help others and just be really positive. And I see the way, like, if you miss your gratitudes, like you stack them on the days, whereas I've been a bit lazy and just not done them. And I'm like, oh, look at Jenny go, she's like put them all in, like that's amazing. And yeah, I've loved all the like stuff that you posted up. And again, I feel like you're just always looking for the positive and always looking to be kind and empathetic. And yeah, I'm just really going to miss our group. So thanks, everyone.
Oh, I loved that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Marty.
Hi there.
Hi, what makes you happy?
I was thinking about this as everyone else was answering. Just having a full cup, like when my cup's full, I feel happy. And just to me, happiness isn't like just always the positive shit. Like to me, I feel like when I feel the feels, I feel happy. And when I overcome challenges as well, that's what makes me happy.
And Jax too.
Oh, and Jax, at the moment, Jax is making me a little bit annoyed because he's not going to bed and listening to his dad.
Jax, get to bed.
But he's not listening to me.
Okay, we'll save this for off the camera.
Do you have a couple of examples for your toolkit?
I made a little cubby under my mum and dad's bit of bed.
Did you? Well, maybe you should go hop in there and we can all have a look.
Go and hop in. So for my toolkit, I've been using Imi's 10 slow breaths, like heaps. That's probably my number one thing that I go to. And then journaling would be my other one. They're probably my main two, or going for like, if I feel like like today, for example, I feel like I've just been cooped up in the caravan and just getting out and going for a walk makes me feel like just brings me back, sort of thing, instead of stressing about what might happen.
Awesome. And have you gone over your swagger?
No, I haven't actually gone that far yet. I did the brainwave thing, and swagger, I haven't gone over that one yet. I just know what it'll cost if I don't maintain things in my life. So it'll cost me time, relationships with myself and others if I don't continue to do the work that we've been doing over the last 12 weeks. It'll cost me memories and moments, and it'll cost me wholeheartedness, because then I go back into that. I drop back into that asshole self sort of thing. And I
love that. And what is one of your clear and compelling goals right now? Like, what can you see most of all for one of your goals?
Whoa. Shit, is this on the homework or is this just like a random question?
I just made it up. It's on the homework a little bit, but I just
is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's your G for swagger, your first G for swagger.
Oh, yes. Since I quit my job, since we've been doing this mentorship, so my biggest goal is, at the moment, I'm working on my own business to go out on my own. So that's my biggest goal. And it's actually been harder than what I thought to do it right.
Did you want to share what that is, or is it a bit of a secret, squirrel
Oh,
stuff?
it's not really a secret. So I want to obviously continue my health and fitness coaching, because that's what I'm passionate about. I've got a lot clearer on what I want to focus on. So for me, it used to be training and nutrition, which is still two big parts of a health and fitness journey. But for me, I want to help coach women to fall back in love with their body and accept their body for what whatever it may be. Because I do a lot of guest speaking talks with people that have had mastectomies. So, and after the body image pillar and talking to Michelle and about working on my trauma, which I'm like still in the middle of that, but I think it's just like such an important step to be able to move forward in it. Like, you know, you can hit the gym, you can eat the healthiest food, but if you're still looking at the mirror and thinking, fuck me dead, that's gross, like, you know, that's not living life to me. So that's probably one of my biggest passions. So I'm just trying to work out how I can incorporate that into the program as well and make it like probably the number one, the whole, you know, loving what you see in the mirror.
I love that. And I feel like you might get a bit out of following that Steph Gorton on Facebook, on Instagram as well.
I wrote her down when you told Ath as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit fangirling her the other day, and then I was like, oh, she actually follows me, and I never followed her back. But yes, I do love that. Is there any other areas in the homework you need some help with?
No, I think I've just got to write out my tools, which, yeah, I know what I need to write in there. I just don't know why I've skipped over that. No, I think I'm good.
Awesome. And what do you admire most about the others on the call?
Okay, I'm going to go in, like, I'll just go in live with my photo so I don't miss anyone. So Jamie, you're first. So Jamie, I'm a bit the same as Ath with Jamie. I love your commitment and your support as well. So you're always so supportive, and just how much love and passion that you have for your family is like, oh, it just fills my heart. It's beautiful. Ath, you inspire me so much. So from the day that you said that you don't commit and you've still showed up every single week, like no matter what, and I think with your business adventure that you just spoke about, I could feel your passion, and I think you're going to just ace it. You definitely follow your heart and do it. Definitely. Now, I don't know how to use this. Okay, now I do. Jenny, so you've inspired me with, I love your quotes, the quotes that you pop up, and I love your vibe too. You're like really chilled, and yeah, I just think you're just a really authentic, genuine person. Andy, lovely haircut. And Eddie, I love your vibe too. You're awesome. And I think you remind me of a coach, just the way you speak to people, and you always have something to say that can rise people up and make sense. Like, you don't talk shit. So I like that about you. Sherry, I love everything, like what everyone said about you, just your vibe. You're like the party animal. I could just imagine having a couple of beers with you. You would be funny as my cheeks would be hurting. So yeah, really love your vibe and your support as well throughout the whole mentorship. And is that everyone? I think that's everyone.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done. Thanks for sharing. And if you do need any help with your homework and getting it out, just holler, because someone will be
no worries. Too easy. Thank you.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye, Jax. Jenny.
Hi. I was hoping I'd go last.
I thought I was
really Hey?
What was that? Sorry?
I said I was hoping I'd go last.
Do you want me to come back to you?
No, that's all right, Dale. I'll get over and done with. But to be honest, I really haven't had a good look at the homework. I just haven't had the opportunity. So yeah, I haven't really looked at it. But what makes me happy, is that the question you're going to ask me? Yeah. I've always said to myself, what will make me happy is having that inner peace and that calmness, so as I can basically live a happier life, because that, to me, that's what happiness means, to be able to have that inner peace and then just to be able to deal with whatever happens in life. For me, that's, yeah, my happiness. I find when I am at peace and calm that I just feel like I'm floating through and I feel really content and happy. So that's how I feel with what happiness to me means. So yeah.
I love that. And what are some of the things in your toolkit that you can call on if you need to within 24 hours?
Okay, yeah. So for me, as you all probably know, I love my yoga, meditation, and I do a lot of journaling, and I basically go for walks. So they're my main ones go to, which I tend to practice on a daily basis. Yoga's every day, meditation every second day, but I'd have to say they are my main tools that I use to go to for in time of stress, worry, just anything. I just find that's the way I just want to go, and that's what I've been doing. So, and with that, it's just been helping me along the way to reset myself. And lately I've been coming home, I think it was one of my pillars is coming home after work and just doing, just instead of jumping straight into chores and that, I've been sitting down and having a cup of tea just to reset, and then I go and do what I have to. So I'm not in that rushing mode and feel flustered. I just feel a lot calmer and at peace, and then I just go on with whatever I have to do in a better way, like in a peaceful way, calmer way.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And do you have any goals currently that you can set your swagger on a little bit?
Oh God, goals. Obviously to continue to work on me and become that better version of myself. I just want to be content in my life with everything I do, and at peace with it. Just yeah. I don't have career-wise. I love what I do. I love helping people, and I love to put myself out there and always help people. So I have been looking at a lot of courses where I can put myself out there and do something for me and start something for me. I feel that's probably my purpose in life, is to be a better person, but also to offer helping hand and to others. It's just, for me, that's my authentic self, is when I'm being kind and helping to people. That's when I get that really high vibe, and I'm just on top of the world when I can do that. And I feel that's my goal in my career. Like, I'm just pushing and looking through, and I really want to strive for that. So but like Kath, I kind of talk myself out of stuff. I can't do that. Oh my God, no way. That's, so I've talked myself out of that many courses that I won't do. And then I just, and everyone goes, you'll be fine. You can do it. You can do it. And I just like, nah. And then I just start inside my head going, yeah, I can't do it. And I took myself out of it. So one of my goals is to really commit to something and step outside my comfort zone. And like they say, that saying is, if it scares you, that's something you're meant to be doing. Yeah. So there's one thing, that's scaring the hell out of me, but I will commit. I sent an email to enroll, so I'll do it. If I don't do it now, I'll never do it, and then I don't want to have regrets.
Exactly. You don't want to be a year from now wishing you had a continue to enroll. Yeah. That's awesome. Did you have any questions about the homework at all?
Not at the moment. Like I said, to be honest, I haven't really had a good look at it. So that's for this weekend. I'm going to sit down and have a really good look and think about it and just put everything together. So I just find over the weekend sometimes it's just a bit easier for me. I'm a bit more relaxed and at peace. So I'll have a look this weekend properly through it. And I want to watch Julian's video again, because that really inspired me. That was just incredible. That just left me feeling really high after that.
Yeah, he was on fire that night.
It was really good.
If you do get stuck along the way, just reach out and one of us will be able to help you. But what do you admire most about the others on the call?
Okay. All right. So I'll start off with Anne. I'll try and do alphabetical order, or Andy should be first. I'll do Andy. I like Andy, the fact that he's very vulnerable. He shows his vulnerability. He'll show up. He's not scared to express himself and his emotions and put himself out there, which not being sexist to all the men, but I find men don't tend to do a lot of that. They tend to hide behind that facade of their masculinity. And I really admire Andy and Jamie for all of that. That to me, they are true inspirations for all men. They really are, being on this journey of theirs, and I take my hat off to them. So Ath, I love her compassion. She seems to have a very gentle soul, and I just admire that beautiful compassion, that empathy that comes out of her when she's speaking and showing up. Now, Sherry, she's awesome. As we've all said, I love her rawness. I love her honesty, that she's very honest and she's not afraid to say what she thinks or feels. I love that. Jamie is, like I said, amazing. I love, like I said, the vulnerability, his passion and his drive to do this, and his commitment. Like, he's showing up every time with his homework, with everything, and you can see the passion behind everything he does, and it's truly remarkable. So well done, Jamie. And Marty, OMG girl, your bravery, your courage, everything you are doing on this journey of yours to be able to travel, take that courage and that step to leave your job and do what you're doing, that is just, you're an inspiration to a lot of us that won't step out of our comfort zones. I just love as well all your honesty and just all your work and your commitment. Yeah, so I think everyone's been incredible, showing up and having their being vulnerable, which is what I've noticed with everyone. And thanks to all Happiness Co in this group that allows us that safe space so we can be vulnerable and honest and share ourselves out to everyone and feel supported. So well done, guys.
That was beautiful, Jenny. Thank you for sharing.
All good.
Andrew Marshall.
Jamie Sheridan.
I'm terribly sorry I run a little bit late, but we won't be too much longer. What makes you happy?
You guys make me happy. I don't know. I feel like as soon as I jump on in this call, and last week was a bit the same. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. I feel like I smiled for an hour. So that's really cool. And I make me happy.
Maybe you found a bit of, sorry, Jenny, can you just mute your phone again?
Oh, sorry.
That's right. Maybe you found a bit of your tribe within the Happiness Co. Yeah.
I think so.
Your tool belt.
Yeah, so I did I was a little bit confused after the video the other day. With some of the stuff Jules was saying about a tool belt, but then at the start of this, some of the stuff Jamie was saying it all clicked for me. So yeah, I've got a few things now that and having a few shit days at the start of this week, I've kind of been able to go, well, there was a few things that I just did straight away that made me feel better. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good with that. So I always come back to everything comes back to my routines. I think, like, when I'm battling, I find that I just go back to them and it makes me feel so much more balanced, like, straight away.
Sorry, I just have to go in the dark. My dog's trying to get out the door. Very unprofessional, I know.
So unprofessional.
Yeah, what's one of the examples on your routines list that can be in your tool belt?
So like exercise and my morning routine. So getting up, I did try some meditation the other day as well, but getting up, going for a run or a walk, eating a healthy breakfast, writing my to-do list. Like, to-do lists for me has been massive. All them things, I think, just, yeah, keep me grounded. and doesn't let the day get away or things get away from me, so I don't spiral. I think that one's a big one.
Yeah.
And then I had for like connection, like again, I was feeling shit this week, so I invited a friend around for dinner, and I said, come around, I want to cook dinner for you. And yeah, pick someone that makes me feel better about myself. Like, and as much as like, I feel guilty for doing that, right? Because I want to feel better, but we both walk away feeling better from it. So that was really cool.
And someone gets a free dinner. So
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Have you looked at the brainwave states?
Yeah, I haven't sort of worked out. I'm definitely floating like beta,
Beta.
low beta. I am generally a pretty calm person, and I am a person that definitely, no, you're not. Actually, you'll be amazing at a dinner party, Sheree. You're just not allowed to stay. Yeah, I am generally a calm, logical person, so I sort of float generally down there, but I can sort of raise up when I need to.
And have you got any goals right now?
I don't have like a real like set goal, but I think that I'm sort of approaching everything I do in life, or every like conversation I have, to make like, if 2 people or 3, like more people can walk away feeling better about it, or about themselves after it. Like that for me at the moment is like how I'm living my life. Like every conversation I have, or helping people through some stuff at the moment, is sort of, I think somewhere around there.
I think like everybody on this call, you're very highly driven by contribution as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have you got any other questions about your swagger or your toolkits or anything?
Toolkit's good. I need to come up with some affirmations again. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good about this week. I think a few things that have been discussed earlier tonight make me feel pretty good. So yeah, I think that whole best self thing as well for me, for my swagger, like what is my best self like?
Yeah.
It sort of drives that.
And that's about you know how Jules is seeing how he has really like compelling visions and clear visions for his goals of like moving overseas and how that's going to work and all that too. Like have that about yourself. Like you envision your best self and you think about that person every single day. And like Danielle says, she always says to herself, what would she do? You know?
Yeah.
So what would Andy do? The best Andy Marshall that you can find, what would he be like? What would he look like? How would his attitude be? What would his swagger be?
He'd have a pretty sweet haircut, and I think I love that. That one sort of has hit home a lot for me, is that my best self. What would my best self be like? And being actually like empathetic towards myself. I think that's something I've got like a heap of empathy for other people, but sometimes not for myself. So when I don't hit them goals, or when I don't do the things I want, it's okay. I think that's,
It is okay. What do you admire most about the others on the call?
So much. I'll start with my camera as well. Jamie, I'll start with you. I think, as everyone else said, your commitment to this and your openness and honesty, and I guess your ability to reach out when you needed some help, and also to reach out to others. So like Jamie sent me a message just saying, how am I going? Being another guy in the course, like gave me a real massive pickup. So I think that you're like, your commitment and, like everyone else says, your love for your family really inspires me. So thank you. Go Ath. I think I feel like I see a little bit of us having a few things in common. I think you're a really deep thinker. and like you said, you're a warrior before, but I think like, and I might have said it last week, I think you care like a lot about a lot of things. I think your awareness of where you're at, and even though like some things are hard, you still show up and you're still like trying to be that best person. I love that. Marty, do you know what? Has Marty got like the most amazing smile in the world? I think, I don't know, it just like you jump on the call and I feel like you see Marty and you're instantly just happy. I think that for me, that smile, that's amazing. And I think when I've struggled, seeing Marty having her 10 out of 10 days, like one after the other, actually made me so happy. That was such a cool thing to see Marty having all these awesome days and this awesome time. Really, I guess, really inspired me, and I'm so happy for you that you're doing something so amazing, Marty. Jenny. I think how open you've been with this whole thing. You were so happy to ask questions and put yourself out there and really listen to what people have got to say. I think it was really cool. Everyone says your quotes, they are amazing. I'm always pretty upset that I haven't found them before you. One thing I actually wrote a note. I'm like, I don't love your phone skills, Jenny. But you'll get there. But also I love how much you dedicate with your yoga and mindfulness. It's something that I really I'd like to take some stuff from. So where am I at, Cherie? You're a cracker. I think I wrote to Jamie in a private message last week. I'm like, she's hilarious. Full of beans. As I said, I don't think you could stay for dinner for too long. No, that's a lie. You're actually hilarious. I love you're so honest.
Slightly offended. What the hell?
I love how honest you are about your struggles with the program and stuff like that, but you still showed up and you were so worried about not finishing it, but you still pushed through and still got to week 12. And I think that's really amazing. So well done.
Danielle, did you hear what he said? See, I'm still here. I don't know what you're going on about.
Yet to post a homework, but still here.
That's okay, Sherry. I haven't been that good either.
And Andy, I challenge you to post your homework this week. It's the last one. Go out on a bang. But thank you for those nice words you said.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Cherie, Cherry.
Hey, hang on, I've got to move because Mom just put the kettle on and it sounds like a freight train next to the phone. So bear with me a second. Okay, what do you want to know? Because while we were talking, because I've done this program a gazillion times and never posted any homework, that's actually not true. I have posted some. This time I've posted none. I don't think I've posted gratitude since May. Leave my room, please. And I haven't done my own emotional diary. So for starters, I owe you all an apology for not doing those things. But I also decided at the beginning of this, I wanted to try and spend less time on social media. That was the wrong time to set that goal before I began this program.
But you're here, and that's the main thing.
Well, I think so. Do we want to know?
What makes you happy?
So the same as for Andy. Noah, John, I swear to God, stop. I'm talking. Stop. These calls, as you know, I love these, and I feel very, very lost when we don't have them. I crave connection, but I'm terrible at reaching out. I don't know, for me, online, after several weeks or months, it feels fake, but at the end of it, these calls and this self-development work is really important, and it makes me super happy when I am doing it. A D-stash sale for my business that hasn't going anywhere currently because I work too damn much outside my house, but I need the money to build the supplies. It's a catch-22, I'm a bit stuck. And my inner strength.
Your inner strength makes me happy.
Thanks.
Have you had a look at the homework?
Look, I am done. It's all done. And this is the
Yeah.
thing. Generally do it. I just forget to post it. I'm done.
What's a couple of tools in your toolbox?
You think I'd have a trillion. You think I'd have like a massive garage like you, right? But I kind of don't, because I think I kind of put it out there the other week that I'm really struggling at the moment with time. So Danny's voice has been in my head about waking up in the morning and trying to enjoy I just need some quiet and no one touching me. I currently feel like the mother of a newborn baby. My child's 7. But I have a very needy man child, a 7-year-old who obviously loves his mum, and 2 fur babies who sleep with me because they're amazing. We love them. So I feel like I'm not getting any alone time. So probably the biggest thing that makes me happy right now is peace and quiet. And the very rare occasion I get it. Music is really important to me. Movement, because who knew that not being able to run is something that you can get cranky over. I did not know that until a few years ago. Hot showers, because they're the best. Chats with friends, if they reach out to me, if I remember that I have to do that in return occasionally. Laughing with my boys, writing my gratitudes, going to bed early, which is my level of self-love, reading, my crystals, because I have an entire house full, like they're everywhere. Like they're on me all the time. Like I don't leave home without them. And Janie reminded me that yoga is something I really love. I haven't been able to do it for a while. I'm not disciplined enough to do it at home, but I do love yoga when I'm able to go to classes. They're the best. And it's the best $10 nap I pay for in a week. Like seriously, it's the best nap ever.
Do they have classes in your town?
They do, but the one I was attending before was Wednesday mornings, and I'm currently at work, sitting at my desk, sometimes falling asleep about that time.
Perhaps they might have some on the weekend and you can use that. No?
She does on the weekend. She only does Tuesday nights and Wednesdays. I've considered going to Tuesday night classes, but I feel guilty for going. I know that sounds weird, but because I'm only home with Noah for like 3 or 4 hours of the day every day, I feel bad leaving him to go to a class. Like even going to the beautician, I generally kick myself, but I'm like, dude, I'm going. I go once a month. Seriously, I'm going. But I don't know. I feel bad about going to yoga. I should go because I really love it. I'm a big girl and I can stand up and touch my toes. Like I can stand and touch my toes. That's a feat, man. That's huge. Yeah, so I really miss yoga.
Well, because that would classify as your alone time as well.
I know, but I'm trying to be a good mum.
Do your kids annoy you when you're in the shower?
Yeah, they fight. So I shower at 10 o'clock when one of them's in bed and the other one's too busy in his room on his phone doing whatever it is he's doing.
Because maybe you can combine your shower and your music to drown out their arguing, and that could be your alone time as well.
Yeah, sometimes I do that if I remember to take my phone. I'm trying to teach my kids that they don't need their phones or tablets in the toilet. Which is a really big lesson in these days. Do you know they sell toilet roll holders with a shelf on it so you can put your phone on it? Literally a shelf for your phone.
That's a great idea for people that take their phone, but I don't. So
I send my 19-year-old at least probably once every few weeks, dude, stop scrolling or your ass is going to fall out. Like literally. What the hell?
do you have any goals at the moment?
Other than, not committing homicide. No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to. Danielle, your voice keeps coming up again. I'm sorry, Jamie. I think I killed Jamie. He's like, oh my God, what did she just say? Danielle's voice is in my head a lot lately with the whole being her. It was something I worked on a really, really long time ago. I actually paid for a coach, and she helped me step into something that I've wanted to step into for a really long time. And when I owned that, boy, it was amazing. Like it was the best feeling ever, being this best version of myself. So I'll try and be quick, I know, because we're over. Sorry. Like those of you that have known me to the pro, so Jamie and Danielle, I have like a very split personality. Can you please turn that down for the love of God? Thanks. I have a very big split personality, okay? So I'm not bipolar or schizophrenic or anything, but I have a very tight mum hat and then another mum hat. So the Cherie part of me is 40-ish and ish. And she's a mum and she has to do routine and she has to stick to the rules. And when she walks through the door, it's so crazy and hectic and, you know, all the amazing, boring things that we do as adults. The other half of me is Muffy. That's been my nickname since I was like, you know, 2. And she's a 17-year-old nympho. But she's 17 years old and she's looking at the world going, how are you an adult, let alone a parent? How did you raise 2 people? You can't even keep plants alive. What is this shit we have to do every day and get up and go to work? What are we doing? Why are we adulting? Who's the adult here? It's not me. But then Shree sort of wakes up and goes, listen, dumbass, we're it. So I struggle with those 2 things quite a lot. I've had friends tell me that I can't do one without the other. Boy, are they right. You can't have one without the other. It's like Jacqueline Hyde. You cannot have one without the other. And I'm grateful that I've done enough of these programs on myself to try to learn to have them together a little bit. It's hard because kids don't get it. They just take a joke like a fart joke and it becomes something so much more worth really quickly. It's frustrating. But, you know, that's me. That's what I'm trying to get back to her. She's a very, I don't know, full of life crazy, clearly, but very sensual, very caring, very, who cares? But I also have to remember that I'm a parent and be a grown-up and do all that fun stuff too.
Danielle, I'm just going to throw to you for a minute. I know you've been working with Shree for a while, and I can tell you're the same feeling.
Sheree, when you say that, like, do you feel like you need to be like as if obviously you're saying there's 2 parts of it, but do you feel like you can't be that version?
Sometimes.
Because I feel like you're aware of what's happening, but then I don't know, I just don't feel like it's connecting.
It's not like it does connect. And you know, okay, so we do all this self-work, like, so Ath might get this too, the inner child stuff. We go through stuff when we're little kids, and for me, I've grown up and going, okay, I'm an adult now, I got my own rule book, I can do my own thing, I set the rules, this is how it is. It's very adulting of me, but the other side of that is where I came from. There's no rules, it's fly by the seat of your pants, it's party all the time, and that's very much a 17-year-old's mentality of the world. So I get scared that I will let that take over too much and my kids will end up having my childhood, and I don't want that. I've worked really hard for them not to have that. It terrifies me for my kids to grow up the way I did. I know I have a 19-year-old, but I now have a 7-year-old as well, and I'm a solo mum with him. I do have my mum's help more lately, which is really lovely. But it's lovely. But yeah, I just don't want to slip into something I've worked so hard to not turn out like. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I think the fact that you're very aware of that and it is something that you care about, I don't think you would go there without realizing, because it's something that's a big part of your awareness. Those kind of things are normally when we've grown up in it and we know no different.
Yeah.
And I would be, one, having some non-negotiables. Like, what are the non-negotiables that you want around raising your kids and the role model you want to be? And then with other things, I would be scheduling in time to be that version of yourself. So, like with my kids, like weekdays, they're very routine, they're on point with bedtimes and showers and all the things. But then on the weekends, then I don't mind if they stay up a bit later, maybe having a night where we just go crazy. Sometimes we have. Pardon?
You're like cutting in and out, like it's, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure if it's your mic. Maybe just mute. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I think it's yours. It makes a fart noise, actually. Yeah, but I would be scheduling in time to be that carefree, let the routines go out the door, like, and just be that fun, so that it becomes like a structured fun rather than we don't have any structure.
I really thank you. That's amazing. Structured fun is so good. Like, yeah, thank you. I think I needed that terminology to make sense. Like on the Friday nights, so Friday nights every night is pizza night. I'm a very fussy eater, and feeding him becomes social. Like, it's really bad. I have panic attacks just trying to feed him because holy crap. Friday nights is pizza night. That's non-negotiable. Friday night, I don't have to think about it. He eats it. There's no bitching. There's no, please just try something else on your plate. None of that. And then he stays awake till like 9:30-ish. He's 7. He'd stay awake till midnight if I let him. But 9:30, 10 o'clock, he's like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. Recently had to bring in a rule of no gaming during the week because, wow, he's a jerk during the week with video games. But on the weekend, he can play as much as he likes. He knows, he's fully aware. I've told him to his face, dude, you're a jerk. You play video games Sunday to Thursday. Like, no one likes you. You're horrible. But you're a bit nice now, aren't you? Yeah, he's much more fun to be around now because he's not so cranky with the world. So we have that as non-negotiable. I'm also not one of those mums that don't allow glitter and slime. And if you've watched his TikToks on my TikTok account, he does like the Coke and Mentos, and he wanted to splatter an egg just because he wanted to see what it looked like. And we've made slime, and we do painting, and we do all that stuff. I don't know. For me, when mums go, oh no, we're not making mess. Why? Go outside, make mess. You're meant to, but I think that's the 17-year-old part of me that comes out.
So I think that's a productive way to embrace that part of you rather than trying to avoid it or feeling like being her or accepting her or whatever, embracing her is going to end up being the childhood that you had for your for yourself. It's embracing though, like the best of her. You don't have to be one or the other. It's having that balance. Like one of my kids the other day said something, I can't even remember what it was about, but he said to me we're talking about a trait that my mum has. And I can't remember what it was, but he said, well, shouldn't you be like that? And I was like, no, because you don't have to be what you were growing up. Like you don't have, like you get to pick the best of what you want to take and leave the things that you don't love. So I think for you, the key to balancing that is picking all the things that are acceptable in your own world. It doesn't matter like what other parents or things think, but accepting those parts of that fun 17-year-old carefree Cherie. And then, you've got that other side of all the things that maybe you wish that you had when you were growing up. So it doesn't have to be one or the other.
I was listening to you. I just got distracted because I was revving up the puppy, and the puppy's aggressive. Dude, he's got little dog syndrome. He's terrifying. Yes, thank you. That's something I've been trying to work on. Yeah, Marty, it only took 12 weeks. But if you don't know the chat's there, Marty, don't stress, because I didn't, I think, for the first Zoom call either, the very first one forever ago. It's definitely made sense. Thanks. I appreciate that. That's amazing.
No worries.
Thanks, Danielle. Did you have any more questions, Miss Cherie?
No, I think I'm good. If I had any question, it would probably be resilience and resourcefulness and the bottom of swagger, but I think I've got it, so I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Well, just you go.
Sorry, you go. I'm good.
Just reach out if you do need it.
Yeah.
And what do you admire about the others?
All right, well, I'm going to go backwards because everyone else went forwards, and Jenny did alphabetical order, and I like to clearly be different than everyone, so I'm going to go backwards. So, Marty, you're first. Dude, your story is amazing. Like, holy shit. Because I haven't been present in watching gratitudes and stuff, I've only got information from all of you from here. And like I said, I apologize for being such a shit and not being connected that way. I really should have. But hearing your story for the first time, I cried a little bit, and I was like, happy girl dancing on the inside, and it was really amazing. Then I worked out that you're in a caravan, and I'm like, wow, she's doing this with her kids and her husband and showing up and this gorgeous smile. And she's saying, it takes balls to do the hard work, lady, and jeepers, you do the hard work. I'm so proud of you. Jenny, who's eating her dinner, you are really lovely. You have this, like, for me, the energy that comes across from you is like this hippie soul, this very earthy, calming, like a person I'd really want to hang out with on a day-to-day when I'm feeling frazzled and crazy and all this energy that I have, because that's probably not completely a lie. I don't think I'm like a vampire thing, but I like hanging out with people like you because you remind me to calm down and stop being such a crazy monkey squirrel face. So it's really great. Watching your growth though over the last several weeks that I've seen you, Noah, shush, has been really amazing. And I know a lot of us sort of get to the end of the 12 weeks and we go, oh, gee, I don't know if I've done a lot. Look at you go. You just enrolled in a course. Yeah. That's so good. That's amazing. So good. Well done. Big kudos to you. Andrew, you are really, really lovely, except for the fact that you just rescinded a dinner invitation. So now I'm not sure how I feel about you exactly. Kidding. I love the fact that you will inbox people while they're chatting, or is that just me? No, I'm pretty sure it's everyone. And just offer little tidbits of information and leave really positive comments. I think the world needs more people like you, especially male peoples like you. We have a generation of men that, I mean, I could go on this forever, but I'll try and make it brief, okay? Women from 19, whenever ago, that ripped off their bras and demanded equal rights. And there's a portion of me that loves those women, and there's a portion that just goes, you fucked up and you've made really life difficult for the rest of us. And we've also got a bunch of men who now don't know whether to be men or little girls. I love the fact that you are a man and you own it, and that I'll be with you in 2 minutes, that you can own your manhood and own the fact that you're also human and have emotions. I think it's really beautiful. And the fact that we both don't do homework, it's really comforting to my soul. So thanks for not doing your homework. It makes me feel good. Taken for the team, man. Okay, Ath, you are next. You and I seem to live a very, like, similar lives. Not in, it's hard to explain, but things you've talked about, in the way you talked about things, I resonate with a great deal. And this is probably going to sound like really up myself, but I've been doing this a really long time. So I know what it's like to sit where you're sitting. And I'm telling you right now, do it. Do the things. Feel the fear and do it anyway, but do it. Because you are going to do amazing things. We all believe in you, and I really hope that you start believing in you too. The fact that you're thinking about ending this, whatever this shitty job is, again, sorry, crap connections because I've been offline, but whatever it is you're planning on doing, please, please, please just do it. It's going to be awesome. And whatever it is that's making you sad and miserable and unhappy, yeah, stuff it. Life's too short. Do what you need to do. Yeah, seeing your changes have been amazing. You are such a sweetheart, and I can't wait to see what happens for you next. You're amazing. And that leads me to Jamie, which I'm actually really glad you were last. You all made me cry, by the way. Like, I don't take comments and things really well. Everything that everyone else said, I agree with tenfold. Same as Andy, the whole, you own your manliness and you can own the fact that you have emotion. Like I was saying, the fact we have a generation of men who don't know they're allowed to own their human side breaks my freaking heart, because you're allowed to have emotions. You're allowed to have a bad day. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to want to watch a soppy movie. I personally don't see the point in those, but hey, you do you. You are always helpful. You always show up. You work FIFO. You have crap signal, but you're still here. And from what I can gather, you still do your emotional diaries, because I see the comment come through. I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll come back to that later. And I don't do any of them because I suck. But no, I'm talking. You're here every single week, with or without signal. And I have to say this, and I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. The night when we did a video and everyone was about their brave emotions and you took your beanie off, you could see in your eyes, you were like, dude, I don't think. And you did it, and I was so proud of you. I was like, yeah, you did it. That's amazing. Your wife must love your sexy bald head, think it's great, and you should be brave more often. Thank you all so much for showing up. This has been amazing. And you two girls, I love you, and you know that. That's me, I'm done.
Thank you. And Danielle, I know we've run over, so you have to keep it within 2 minutes, but can you please tell me what you admire about these people on the call, please?
I feel like it's all been said, but look, I think the fact that you guys are signing up, like I'm just going to do it as a group because it applies to everyone, but the fact that you are investing in yourself, it's my biggest advice that I give to anybody, is taking the time to invest in bettering ourselves. And I think Jules always says, like, if you don't wake up every day and like try to better your life or someone else's, then you're not doing it right. But I think just all of you in your own ways have been vulnerable, committed, disciplined, brave, courageous, all the things. But it's hard to do anything for a short period of time, but to stick something out for 12 weeks is really incredible. But I think beyond that is like what you do moving forward, because it's easy to have this accountability each week. Even if you fall off throughout the week, you kind of jump back on. But in saying that, we will be aiming to have at least monthly catch-up calls, and we'll probably try and chuck some challenges out to you guys as well, just to keep you accountable and keep the support going there. But I think you're all amazing, and the love that you give each other and yourselves is pretty cool. So thanks for being epic humans.
That's a rare moment when Danielle's really nice. No, I'm just kidding. And I'll quickly go around to each of you because I like you more than Danielle does. But
You're back number one, Jamie.
Thank you. Jamie, I really admire that you live your life for not only yourself and your family, but you live it for Cole as well. And that's had such a profound impact on your life, and that's something that you'll never forget, and you'll always live for him too. So his legacy lives on in you as well, and I really love that about you. And Ath, of course, it's been covered a lot, and I say it most weeks, but you're here and you're still going, and that really beautiful admiration, I think is the right word, that you have for your child and wanting to continue to work on yourself to make yourself better for her and be a great role model for her is something I really admire as well. And Marty, I just think you're so bloody courageous, just getting in a van and taking off and handling your shit along the way, because not many people could do this and commit to 12 weeks while out on the road. So I think that's just amazing. And I've loved having Jax on your journey with us as well. And Cherie, you are just a ball of laughter, like everyone has said. And I love how you continue to show up throughout all these challenges, and you do learn something every time you're here, and you continue to dig deep. And I consider one of you not just my friends, but my family as well. So I'm very grateful for you. And Jenny, I really like your quotes as well, but I love your love for your kids. You can see that in everything you post about them, and you just have so much pride and joy for them. And it reminds me exactly how my mum was with me. So I always feel that bit of comfort when I read your posts about your kids. And Andy Marshall, I'm going to skip you. I'm just kidding. I really admire that you have jumped in and shown up without not knowing much about what Happiness Co was about at all. And I didn't give you a really good explanation that time that you asked. And just for you to be so open and vulnerable when I'm here as well, because when I did my first challenge, I knew nobody, which made it so much easier. But to have somebody that you've known for a really long time in this group as well, and as one of your coaches, it's really cool that you played full out. And yeah, I've loved watching you grow. And yeah, just to all of you, thank you for letting me personally be a part of your journey, and I'm really grateful for all of you. And I know the graduation will be full of all your takeaways and stuff, but thank you all for being here. And I better hang up this call before Michelle hands out smacks. But is grad on Monday, Danielle? Yeah, at 6. Yeah, 6 o'clock Monday, and I think it's done by Zoom as well. So we will see you all there, and thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Love you all.
Love yous.
Bye.
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 Bye.